The Sugar Maple is the state tree of West Virginia. It's also the name of a stakes race on the Charlestown Classic undercard. Presented by CANTER Mid-Atlantic, the Sugar Maple provides the fillies and mares with their time in the spotlight before the $1.25 million main event. But in 2013, the Sugar Maple was more than just a regular undercard race. 3 horses ran at Charlestown that night who would go on to capture Grade 1 wins later that same year. 2 of them ran in the Classic, Game On Dude and Ron the Greek. The third was Dance To Bristol, a filly with an enormous heart who would take her connections on a magical ride. We caught up with her conditioner Ollie Figgins to talk about his Grade 1 winner. Ollie Figgins III was no stranger to a good horse. He already had a Breeders' Cup runner to his credit in turf sprinter Rouse the Cat. But in 2011, a 2-year-old daughter of Speightstown would come into his barn named Dance To Bristol and take the Figgins stable to places it had never been before.
I was excited about her being by Speightstown. You know, we don't get one of those every day, so it was nice to have a Speightstown in the barn. And of course, we were excited about her from the start. She never really came around until after her first start, and then kind of the light bulb went off, and she started breezing lights out. And then just every race, her numbers just went up 20, 30 points every start. So I mean, that's when we started knowing she was special.
She was a stakes winner at 2 and 3, and after a pair of allowance wins early in her 4-year-old campaign, Figgins set his sights on the Sugar Maple.
I kind of had the Grade 3 mapped out. I had 3 races picked out. I had the Sugar Maple. Of course, if we ran well there, I was going to go to the Ski Pat. And then after the Ski Pat, I planned on going to the Bed of Roses. And the Bed of Roses was kind of going to be the barometer of where we went from there. She came into the Sugar Maple, I mean, probably at peak. And of course, she ran like it. And then that was a springboard into her campaign for the rest of the year.
And they're into the stretch, and Dance To Bristol's all alone. Dance To Bristol and Xavier Perez running up the score, and they're geared down to an awesome win in the Sugar Maple.
After the Sugar Maple, you know, she won it very easy, and then we moved on to the Ski Pat, and she won that very easy. And then honestly, she won the Grade 3 just as easy as those 2, I thought. That's what put us on the Saratoga. I mean, things couldn't have worked out better. I mean, she went into every race just as good as she did the previous, and she shipped well. I think each time we spent a week up there, and she loved it up there. She trained well there. And just, I mean, everything just worked out. I mean, the first start there, the honorable miss, I thought she actually had a terrible trip. And then we still, you know, she still got up and won the race. So I said, well, maybe this is meant to be, you know.
Dance To Bristol threading her way through into the final 8th, trying to get to Classic Point. Classic Point nearly. Dance To Bristol keeps on coming at her. Munning Sister on the outside. Classic Point courageous. And Dance To Bristol got her. Dance To Bristol. And the beat goes on for this sprinting filly, winning 6 in a row, coming from off the pace today to just get Classic Point at the wire.
She was this type of filly, once the gate opened, you could just kind of let her do her thing. She got herself in a comfortable rhythm, and she just knew how to win. She knew how to win. Then you start realizing how special they are when you're in a Grade 1 and you're the favorite. You know, so that was a little, I was really nervous that day. You know, I just, not for myself, but for her. I didn't want her, you know, to get to that point and not run well. Well, I was watching it by myself, right behind the box seats. There's just a TV there, and it's like a little snack bar there, and that's where I watched all the races. And you know, when they turned for home, you know, she was in a spot to win. And then, you know, then we got in the stretch still with book review, and I think at that point she just wanted it more. I mean, if you look at the win photo, you can almost see it. If you look in both the horses' eyes, you could just book review's eyes almost look a defeat. You know, it's like, I don't want any. I've had enough.
Dance To Bristol, book review still running at her as they come to the final 100 yards. Dance To Bristol trying to hold off the oncoming book review, and here's the wire, and it is Dance To Bristol. The redoubtable filly has just won her 7th race in a row, narrowly defeating book review.
Getting to that wire, you know, first was just a moment of elation right there, you know. So, and emotions, and this all goes back through your mind. So that was just a magical day.
Dance To Bristol's final start would come in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. It was there that champion and Charlestown Oaks second place finisher Groupie Doll would get the better of her and 10 more of the best female sprinters in the country. Dance To Bristol would retire with just under $1 million in lifetime earnings, and maybe more impressively, was only out of the exacta twice in her brilliant 20-race career. As for life after the track, she seems to be settling in just fine. She's seen here with her first foal, a Ghost Sapper filly. You know the saying, breed the best to the best and hope for the best. Well, that certainly applies to her. You can see if another filly will follow the path to greatness blazed by Dance to Bristol on April 23rd. The Sugar Maple, presented by CANTER Mid-Atlantic, is part of the $100,000 guaranteed all-stakes pick 4, which culminates with the Grade 2 Charlestown Classic. At Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races, I'm Paul Espinosa.